do a video to show you how to fit roof bars and show you what the roof bars look like on the Range Rover L405. So this was an accessory item that Land Rover produced with this style, and they put the mounting points in the roof ready for it to be bolted on. So we're going to show you how to fit this. There are some aftermarket versions of these available, and we'll get some on our website. Right, so that's what we're going to fit. That's just a sort of quick look at the sort of the roof bar there, just so you can see. So it's got like two mounts at the rear, and it's got the one at the front there as well. Right, so what do you get? What options have you got? What do you need to know? Right, so they're available in two colours. So let me just have a look here. Right, sorry, I'm just having problems with my camera. I got it now. So we've got the silver colour, which seems similar to a lot of the silver used on the car, on the tailgate strip and stuff.
It's bright silver, not like the dark, because we had the dark Atlas trim on ours originally, didn't we?
This
is quite a bright silver.
And that's what you've seen on the roof, the other one of those. And then this is the gloss black one, which I think would have been my preference, but the silver one actually works better for the video. You can see the black roof bar on the black car wasn't going to be very good. So you can see there they come with a rubber gasket underneath, and they come all pre-assembled, ready to fit to the brackets. So you've got a choice of silver or black, and they bolt on and they use these brackets. Let's have a look at the brackets, and then we'll talk a bit more about fitting options and stuff.
So these are just the left-hand ones,
and they're a sort of cast aluminium. You can see there they've got they're a cast aluminium bracket, and it's a sort of three-dimensional shape. And then we've got how many different styles we got there? So there's three brackets. Now the key to know, so
the one with the middle bolt is your centre one.
Yeah.
Which slopes forward, or it bolts forward of the bolt hole. Then
all the slopes slope towards the middle of the car, don't they? But we'll see them on the car.
So they're labelled left and right. So we've just got.
So that's what I was going to point out. So you can see on here they've got a little L. Can you see that there in the casting? So that one's got an L. This one's got an L. They've done sort of different sizes for some reason. There you go. You can catch that L there, and that one's got an L.
Rear, that's our front.
Alright, and so put them on the. So that's front. Put them
front, middle, rear.
Which one's front?
So we're looking from the outside of the car. This is the left-hand side.
Yep.
So that's the front, working towards the back.
Back. Okay. Okay.
So these, you can tell these two apart by where the holes are. So the front, the hole should be in front, and the rear, the hole should be behind.
Yeah. Right, so we'll have a look at those on the car, so don't worry too much about where they go at the moment.
It'll make more sense on the car.
At this stage, you need to know you've got 6 brackets, 3 left, 3 right. You've got some mounting screws, and we've changed these from the genuine ones on this kit that we're providing, and we'll show you why now. We'll have a look what else we got.
Go.
So we got some countersunk screws there, these ones will attach the brackets to the roof. These countersunk ones will attach the bars to the brackets.
So these are countersunk. They're not into countersunk holes, but what they're going to do is they're going to help pull the bar down and sort of self-center. So they're going to help hold it more firmly, which is why they're countersunk but not countersunk holes.
So it's not too complicated a kit. These are the bits we'll talk about in a minute. Right, now what you do when you go to fit the car is there's actually on the side we haven't fitted, let my camera catch up. So there's actually a filler strip, okay? And the first thing we'll do is remove that and explain it. In fact, should we do that now? Let's do that now. And then we'll do what's the plan for this, do you reckon? Start at the back or the front? Oh, one thing we've put the car in access mode, so we've lowered the suspension on the car, just so that we can reach it. Oh, we missed out on Ian there.
So trim tool, just working my way gently in down the edge of a plastic trim tool, and just start releasing it. And you'll reach certain points.
Now sometimes are those clips going to sometimes come out in, or sometimes they're going to stay in, or what's the deal?
They should usually come out.
Right, so let's just stop and have a look at that. So sometimes they're going to stay there, but normally you see that orange plastic bit should come out with the trim.
And then you've got these adhesive foam blocks as well.
Have a look at those. There you go. You can see that.
So we're just going to work our way front to back.
And you see they've got these little sort of screw thready bits. Now you'll notice that the plastic bits are different colour, and they're actually different thicknesses. Oh, always tight there. Maybe go from the back now. Maybe have another.
It's just the adhesive on the foam block.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. I thought it was a tight clip.
Yeah, no, the clips generally aren't too tight. It's the
you do need to,
on the foam block.
So we have sort of put a little bit of a bend in there, not too bad, but we can just, they're aluminium, so you can straighten them out, but try not to bend them too much.
Try not to pull up too fiercely. That's why we're working our way down, so we're pulling as close to the clip as we can.
So you can see, so what we've got at the back, we've got black clips. It's quite, let me just turn it a bit in just to let the light there. So you've got two back clips, and you've got a blue clip and another blue clip, and you've got an orange clip there and an orange clip that stayed in the car and a red clip. So that's the order they go in if you need to know. Yeah. Try and see if you get those there.
So these are just held in by these sort of fir tree type pins. Let me just pop one out. They're just these fir tree type pins.
They just go into some holes in
They go into your mounting holes.
Because we're going to need those, right? Yeah. Okay, right. Now, why don't you bring that one over in that strip and let's compare it. So, when you buy the kit from Land Rover, what you're supposed to do is buy a new set of filler strips. That's what we'll call them. And these filler strips have actually got holes in them. If you just peel back that bit of tape on the back there, so they come, and you can get them pre-painted in numerous colours, I'm guessing. And they come with the holes cut out where the brackets are going to come through. But these filler strips are somewhat expensive. They're like £300 a pair. So it makes it an expensive kit. So we thought, can we do it without doing it? And we've worked out a way, and that's what I'm going to show you in the video. So this is like not the official way. We're going to show you the unofficial way, which saves you the cost of buying these strips. And basically we're going to drill into this to allow you enough holes
to replicate
those. But you'll notice that the holes in here are massive, but they don't need to be as big as they've made them. The brackets aren't this big, and the reason they've made them this big is because the screws. But we've worked out if we use those flat screws with the very flat heads, we can bolt the brackets down, and we only need to cut out a hole where the actual hoop of the bracket sits up. So what should we do next, Ian? Should we mount the brackets on the roof, and then people will start to get the idea of what's going on?
Mount the brackets on the roof.
Let's go mount the brackets on the roof. Do you need your stool? So we're starting at the front of the car. Which ones you got there?
I believe. So if you're on that, stood at the outside of the car, I think it's that.
So let's just have a quick look at that. So there's only one mounting hole screw there we're going to use. So Ian's going to double check.
We're just going to grab our rail.
Yeah.
It up.
So we've got the rail. So the rail's got the two mounts. Oh, where are we? Whoop. It's got the two mounts at the back. So it's got that little medium leg there. And we're going to, Ian's positioned it roughly on the roof, and we're just going to do a sanity check that it's lining up with the, so what you've got here is you've got this bracket is going into that hole, that bracket hoop is going into that hole, that screw's lined up with there. So again, we're just looking for these bosses in the roof. So we line up that boss with that one, and we say, does this hoop line up? Yeah, that's looking, this one might be a bit, out in. I'm not sure about that one.
It's definitely not this hole though.
No, it's not. No, it's not that hole. Yeah.
It's definitely not that hole.
No.
And it's just which way round it goes.
The bracket, but it's left, so it's got to go that way.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Right.
And so your roof is either right or wrong.
So yeah, we've checked it, and yeah, you can see actually what you're looking for is you're looking for that little threaded bit in there. You see there, that threaded hole? That is exactly in line with the hoop, because the bolts are going to go through the hoop into the threaded bit.
So the roof rail should start just where your roof levels out, so just behind the curve there.
Yeah.
If you can see, it's sort of.
So let me just show you the brackets there. So the only one with 2 holes, is always the back.
No, so the front one's got 2 holes, but you can read the L, and so the front, the holes are in front.
Yeah.
And the rear, the holes are behind.
Got it.
And you can ignore these funny
squarey bits.
Big rectangular holes for now. Just for a second.
Just for a second. I'll pretend I haven't seen them, Ian. Yeah, so I see what you mean. You've got the hoops at the back, but then the holes are behind the hoops.
Just go easy on these bolts. They can be a little bit fresh, the threads. Don't want to cross thread it. They're not dead vertical either. They're a bit of a.
Now again, I guess you don't want to, with any of these brackets, you don't want to tighten them all too tight until you've got the whole thing sort of assembled, right?
You do.
You do.
Which is what the extra holes are for.
Ah.
That's why I say just for a second if you ignore them. So we're just getting the bolts started. We're not
tightening up.
Also in the fitting kit.
So I think what Ian's going to show us is that there is some movement in that bracket there, particularly in that direction.
We get these little funny blocks.
Let's have a look at that. Kit.
So you've got a little cut out in the centre.
Yeah.
If you can see that on camera.
Yeah.
And you should be able to slot both of those. So you should get 2 in there.
2 in there.
And if you put both of those in, it should centralise the bracket. You're right first time. And they should slot down into the rail, and then you should be able to.
So that positions, that holds it in position. And
so yeah, you get one for the front, one for the back.
One for the what? Spacer block or?
Yeah,
are they different? How do I know
both spaces are the same.
Right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
You get one for the front.
I thought you meant we had different spaces for the rear brackets. No.
So you get one for the front of your bracket, one for the back, and you push it down, and that holds that bracket central. While you do that bolt up.
Cool.
And then you can do the same again. Move that one to there. That one to there. Hold it still, and then that holds your bracket.
Yeah, in exactly.
It should hold it central while you tighten your bolts down.
Alright, so and then same again.
So you do this both same blocks on both sides. No difference between any of them. This one's a little bit harder to hold.
Almost like Lego, isn't it? Just pops in.
Yeah, it's literally just to keep it in line. And it gets done up nice and square.
Right, so we got all the brackets on that.
Once you've done both sides, you can get rid of those.
Rid of those.
You don't need these spaces anymore.
So we've got all the brackets on. We've got the roof bar there. We're nearly there. But the next bit is where you've got your 2 options. You can go and spend your £300 and buy the infill rails, or you can have a go at cutting your old infill rails, which is what we're going to do now. And this is it's a bit of a time consuming, but you're saving the money, and we like saving money. Right.
So we've got our old rail.
Old rail. Now we were going to masking tape that up, weren't we? Because that shiny face we don't want to protect. So we'll get some masking tape on this, and then we'll show you where to go next. Right, we've tied it up. We've put masking tape, as you can see, on the other side of that, just because it is painted. And now what we've got to do is we've just positioned all these little. Now we need to get rid of some of these brackets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7 brackets. The front 2 need to go because that's where the front bracket goes. Get rid of those 2 in. So
these are held in by these little
tabs. fighting you.
So there's little legs under that side and little legs under this side. You kind of got to squeeze them together, and they hook in underneath these rails here. So it's the same for all of them.
So that's those two. Right, then we leave the next two. So the first two gone, leave the next two, and then we get rid of all the rest. So that's our blue one at the
So this is everywhere that you've bolted a bracket, basically. All those little holes that these used to clip into are the holes that we've used in the brackets.
The black ones are harder to see because they're black. Yeah, he's got that. You're a pro at that now. Right, good. Right, now comes your jig, your clever little. So Ian's designed a little template here. That the next thing? Yep.
We can remove most of these.
These, okay? Do you want to do that? Yeah. You've got to remove some of them. You've got to leave some of them. Show them the templates first, and let's see how we go.
Yeah. So we've got front, rear, and middle templates.
And you can use these. You just have to flip them upside down for the left and the right. So the front template is the front template on both
sides.
Yeah.
Arrow towards the front, and you should find it bends round to
you want to tuck it. You want to tuck it in and press it in.
But the trouble we've got is these brackets are in the way.
Right.
So the remains of those brackets.
Okay, so let's get rid of those brackets. Now those brackets are actually steel, and they're just stuck into the aluminium, and they actually just pop out.
Those again have got these little hooks. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but they tend to fire. So I'm just gonna.
There you go, and you can see where the paint. Let's have a look at those little. Yeah. So yeah, you just got to basically.
The first time we did this, these launched halfway across the workshop.
Yeah, they were good. Right. Okay. Now your template will fit.
So now that's nice and flat. We should be able to just drop that template in there.
And what that template's given you is these two target holes. And basically, this is where you need to drill your holes for those little hoops in the brackets. We're going for some black mark on a black thing. You reckon we'll be able to see that there? Yeah.
It should be somewhere near the paint a bit. I'll grab another colour.
Oh yeah. I can see that one anyway. Oh yeah, there's one there, and there's one there. Yeah, actually,
they look, Sharpies are available.
They look better on the camera. Look, yeah, there you go, and they do in real life.
Okay.
So right, so that's those two holes marked. Okay, good.
Then we'll go on to the middle.
You can do the middle one next. Let's pop that, which is the little baby one, because he's the little baby bracket. Now this you need to make sure you get the right way around again. Front towards the front. Oh, I missed that on the camera. Yeah, the front arrow.
Arrow towards the front.
Now this one you need to leave the bracket in.
So we'll leave the bracket, and the rectangle cutout in this template should hook over those two little barbs. Grab the pen and mark that one again.
Alright, good. That's that one done.
Mark that one, that's done. Okay. And then we need to remove
the bracket.
Then we can remove this bracket.
Yeah, because when we drill, let me just have a look at that here. So we're going to drill a 22mm diameter hole, and it's going to be difficult to sort of drill half through this bracket. Now the rail is aluminium, those little brackets are steel. So the aluminium drills is quite soft, so it drills a lot easier than the steel. So, right, then we're on to the rear, yeah. Pop him out.
So again, if we try and put it down, arrow towards the front.
And you've got this nice little curved edge at the back.
Yeah, so our brackets are in the way again. So it's just the middle one. You want to mark it before you remove these.
These rear one, the front one, you
remove it first.
But if you do it one at a time, you'll soon work it out. Alright, so our brackets removed. Template in, curved edge at the template back. Arrow at the front of the template facing forward. There we go, that all fits in there like a glove. Mark the centre of your hole. Take that out. So now we know how many holes we've got marked now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. So we've got 5 holes marked, and we're going to drill them with one of these 22mm blade drills. Ian's got it set up in the vice over here. He's got a nice bit of 3x2. And you can see where he's done the other side. But this will stop it wobbling everywhere. And so he's got a little plan here. I think I'm going to be your willing assistant here, aren't I? So I'll hold the back of this. So there we go. He's got some. They're missing the ends, those clamps, aren't they? If we get some new ones. Yeah.
good enough for this. So we're clamped against something solid.
Actually, yeah, if it had the clamp feet on, they might be too big to go in that rail.
There we go.
So that's that. Right. And we'll just do the first one of these. You don't need to watch us do all of these.
So if you give it a good push down with the blade drill, it
like centre punch.
Stop it wandering.
Go, and that's the first one of those drilled out. So yeah, that gonna lift out that middle bit there. Right, so we'll drill the rest of those. You don't need to watch us do that, and then we'll come and join you again. Right, so there we go. Ian's just finished the last hole. Right, shake all that aluminium leanness out of there. There you go. So now we should have a thing with 5 holes in it. There we go. You're going to pull the tape off it, yeah?
Yeah, just get the discs out maybe. Stuck to the tape.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we can take it off because it's going to go pretty much on now. And we could tape it again if we need to, but it's got a lot of swarf. Right, so now we've got to offer that up to the car. Make sure you get the front at the front. Yeah, we're going
to make sure it's in the right place by the orange and the blue clips that we retained are going to go into those same holes, and you should find that the holes that you've cut line up over your brackets.
So there we go. So you can see we've got that located in, and
tuck the back in. You've got a rubber trim on there sometimes, and you tuck it in underneath the back.
So how are we looking at on those back holes?
You can see this one. Just tuck
him in.
We're looking pretty
good. Now, if you need to do a bit of adjustment, you just need to elongate these a little bit, because the 22 mils close on the length, but they're not too bad, are they? And they're looking all right.
Make sure that's clipped in properly. Oh,
we're looking all right.
Good all the way along.
I thought we'd have to file that.
We did have to file
the other side, but we fine-tuned the template, didn't we, on the other side?
I think this one wants a little bit of ease in lengthways.
Let me have a look at that. Yeah, it's just a bit, holding it up.
We're just getting a little ridge here. See, it bows up a little bit where it can't go flat.
So we'll just run the file just on the corner here, just to allow that to sit a bit flatter there. So Ian's going to whip that off now.
It does fly off super easy though, this stuff, to be fair.
Right, let's pop that out again. So Ian's just put a little mark on there, just so he knows how much to take off.
Not necessarily going to take all of it, but at least you can see how much you have taken off. Yeah, you can see. You don't want to end up taking 10 mil off and realising only once you've done it. So we're going to try not to sand out too much, but try and just take a channel out the middle. See how easy that files.
Yeah, and you've got plenty of room because the foot covers the whole of this area.
Pretty much. You don't want to go too far out. You try not to get too close to the edges, but anything out the centre you can kind of.
So we'll just tweak a couple of them, but you can see by drilling the hole, you've got all the hard work done. You've got the edges done. It's just a little bit of tweaking, but it's a lot.
Bit of fine tuning.
You're saving money all the time. Okay, we've got it all positioned now. We've filed that out, and you can see now that we've got all the little hoops, as we're calling them, on. We've unwrapped the main bar. The next thing we've got to do is there's a little cover on this that Ian's going to show us how to pop off.
So they should just
sort of clip together like a little clamshell.
You can see it underneath. It's a bit tricky.
Yeah. It's sort of clamped on.
We've just got to get it right. It's just a little popper
And I think the ends, I think there's a little clip in the ends as well.
There's a clip in the ends, but that's just a straight push together. And then there's a little lip on that one there, which you kind of have to tuck in first.
That's that one.
Move that out of the way, and it's
similar
process for all of them. That one's easier.
A bit easier.
That one's not as long.
No, that's that. That's the rubber. Right. So we got all the bits relative to the neck, and then what we got to do. So if you notice, you've got these little. So this is what's going to hold the roof rack on here, and you can see they've got like a threaded. I don't know if you can catch the light right on that. You can see the threaded hole there. So they are going to align, and
tuck them in behind.
they go inboard, don't they? Yeah. Now, the question is the hole big enough at the back
to get okay.
Your front one's okay? Do you want to have a look at those? We'll swap. Let's have a look at Ian's front one. So there we go. You can see on the front there that they will push down and the holes will align. Yeah. Now maybe you need to file out a little more at the back. Those ones a little bit.
The middle one's okay. You can see it just slots in. It's just this back one here needs a bit easing out. So we'll just mark that where it looks like it's contacted and file that out again.
Yeah. Just so those clips can go down. Right, so we're just going to whip it all out again. Right, so we've got it all dropping in now. So we now need to just refit the rubbers to the bottom of the each of the brackets in turn. They should just.
So these have got little standoffs on them that just push in. They should only go.
You've only got to hold them there for the 3 seconds while you roll it over, haven't they? So here we go. Let's see if we can. Alright, so which is the front? It should be, yeah, that.
So you've got quite a big cutout in the bar at the front here. Yeah. On the rubber you'll have quite a big upstand on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And then I think this was literally just the one at the front there, that's what holds it. And then there's a lip here that goes in underneath.
There's a little retaining.
You can see that there, the metal just hooks around it.
Yeah.
And then it should just sit in at the front there.
Well, and then we're ready to sort of roll it over, right?
Roll it over and tuck the thread a bit.
Tuck the thread a bit behind. Yeah, it will sort of spring up and down a bit. And then we get those countersunk bolts that we had earlier. Where are you going to start in? You're going to go for the mid lane?
We'll go for the front.
Go for the front. You got room to get in there?
If you can push down on it. Are you under?
There you go, man.
A little bit more?
I'm not in a good position for pushing. There you go. And as they wind in, those countersunk heads, yeah, see that other one there is lined up lovely now. Go on, you have to stall it.
So we'll just work front to back now.
So Ian finishes off that. Let's have a look at this one. Ooh, we get him right yet, so we need to just push him down a bit. We got him. It's not a bad system, really, is it?
It's a little bit sprung loaded because your bar is now holding this where we took all the clips off.
Yeah. There you go. And then they got you have the.
Need a push on the back of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one wants a bit more of a push, I think.
Got enough?
Maybe a little bit more. No, not quite.
Not quite. Right. Right, yeah, so I was sort of hanging on the car just then. We didn't manage to get it out, but if you sort of like lean on that just enough to get those last two in, but you can see there now we've got those in, and you might have spotted the orange mallet, and we did just use that just to help us out a bit as I was lying on them. Gave the game away there, Ian, leaving the orange mallet on the roof. Right, so just a final tighten, and then all we've got to do is put the plastic covers over the front, or over the sides, clip on.
So yeah, just hook that front corner in first, middle and back, and then these should all just clip in. We'll just push it, clip in.
There we go. Yeah, and you can see why we did the silver rails, because you wouldn't have seen the... And while Ian does that, let me see if I can stand up the front here, maybe zoom out, and then you can see the roof rails fitted there. So I can... Oh,
there we go.
there you go. Let me just do a zoom in there. That's it, that's the rails fitted. So there we go. Good luck with that.